Well, my
Thank
hats
you.
off to Coach Sampson and the University of Houston. They did an unbelievable job. That's a one seed. I truly believe that team is a one seed. They can score the basketball in every which way possible. Um, they score in three areas: on the free throw line, behind the 3-point line, and in the paint. They do a great job defensively of not fouling. But the game came down to second chance points, which they scored 21 points off of, and then that run we just couldn't stop their surge. So my hats off to them. Our guys, we didn't play our very best, but that was because of the University of Houston. They put us in position where we were playing on our heels. But I'm proud of my guys. I'm proud of our guys. What special group we have at Cleveland State. These guys did some things that probably would never be done again after a pandemic, being able to win two championships, regular season conference championship and a conference tournament championship. So I'm extremely proud of my staff and as well as our institution for getting us to this point, and obviously the Horizon League.
Thank you very much, Coach. We'll now go to questions from the media. Please use the raise hand function to indicate that you would like to ask a question. And our first question is from Rob Fenders from Cleveland.com. Rob, go ahead.
Rob, you're on mute.
Yep, sorry. Hey, Coach, congrats on a great season. It's been a pleasure to follow you guys along this season. Just how tough was it for the offense to get going tonight against that Houston defense? You knew what they were coming in, but just how tough was it for your guys to really string together that momentum tonight?
It was difficult. I think the score shows that. I think they were able to get offensive rebounds, and that kept us from getting to our transition. And whenever you have a team that crashes 3-4 guys and you can't come up with the basketball, at that point you can't run in transition and soften up their defense in half court. But we played against 5 versus 5. They did a great job of putting us in a half court offense, but we couldn't we couldn't kind of crack the paint. I thought their length bothered us as well, and their athleticism. This was a great team, man, and they protected the rim, as you can see with our points in the paint at 20. They did a great job. So defensively, it was one of the top defensive teams in the country.
Okay, our next question will come from Alec Quate. Alec, go ahead.
Coach, congrats on a historic season. I was just curious if you could talk a little bit about what you think the biggest keys to continued success are for you guys going into next season and beyond.
Well, that's a good question. We got to continue to, we got to get better individually. I think when you look at the tenure here since August of 19, we hadn't had a summer workout and postseason workout because of pandemic and obviously me getting a job and taking over the program in August. So that's an integral part in development or developing a program. The other thing is we just got to continue to get better as a staff. I'll continue to do my job in pushing us forward, but I truly believe in professional development and student athlete development, and we'll make sure we continue to address those things. I'm very excited about our program. I'm excited about what we were able to do. We're not happy about the results of tonight and probably won't allow ourselves to really enjoy the season until probably the summer because it hurts. It hurts when you're true competitors and you don't have a result the way that you want. It's going to be difficult to see really the big picture of what we were able to accomplish. And we accomplished some great things when you peel back the layer of not satisfying what we wanted to happen. Like I said, our goal was to reach the national championship and be the #1 team in the country. And along the way, we bumped into a regular season Horizon League tournament and a Horizon League tournament championship, and we just didn't accomplish that goal tonight. Our season is over. We only have 40 minutes in this NCAA tournament, and we were looking forward to 240 minutes. So That part of it, we just got to continue to push forward, evaluate, and see where we are when we get down to getting better.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Again, if you have a question, please use this time to raise your hand to be recognized. We have a question from PJ Ziegler. PJ, go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, thanks, Dennis, for the time. Sometimes when you get to a tournament like this, you have to lose in order to learn how to win. What experience or what did you guys learn by this experience here in the NCAA tournament that you can now take with you as you start to build this program for bigger and better things?
Well, we know how to get here. We know what it takes. Our guys sacrificed a lot. I don't know if there will be another pandemic, but I thought our guys, with the obstacles and the circumstances, they did what they needed to do, because the number one opponent this season has been COVID-19. The second opponent has been Cleveland State University. The third opponent has been those that crossed the lines and us being in the game. But COVID-19, being able to navigate that effectively and a pandemic effectively, it allows our guys to really know the sacrifice it takes, the obstacles you have to overcome, but also the trust you have to have in one another. I thought we grew as a program since last March. Even though we were remote and on Zoom, we grew. And that opportunity to grow has to be preserved when you get to the level of normalcy, because at that point, you're going to be fighting, okay, peer pressure or going over. There's going to be other things to do other than locking in. So the distractions is what we have to continue to focus on, and we'll do our job as a staff to make sure we remain committed.
And what's the biggest thing that you'll take away from this 2021 or 2020-2021 season with Cleveland State?
The biggest thing is just learning how to get to a tournament. I mean, that's what it's about, man. Playing for a national championship. There's not a lot of teams that has been able to say that. The other thing is, when you look at where we are in the bubble, et cetera, there's not one team in our conference that wouldn't want to trade places with us. And the one thing you got to take away is we're thankful. We're thankful that we had a postseason. We're thankful to be a part of March Madness, because, again, just last year, 365 plus days ago, it was taken away from everyone. And we're thankful of our leadership at the NCAA. We're thankful for our resocialization committee to get this thing going, and obviously all those behind the scenes who were able to roll their sleeves up and get us into this space in Indianapolis, the city of Indianapolis, and get a tournament going. It's a beautiful thing, and obviously a lot of people are happy, but we're excited about being a participant in this March Madness.
Coach, thanks very much.
Yes, indeed.
Our next question will come from Bob McDonald with Horizon Roundtable.
Hey, Coach. Obviously not the result that you were looking for. Houston was definitely really aggressive on defense. Kind of to piggyback off on what Alec was asking, when you looked at that defense, are there any things that you saw from that particular defense that you could potentially carry forward into your own team in the future?
Well, I'll tell you this. I will be curious to watch the next 5 games that Houston will have. I truly believe this team can win a national championship that we just played. And at that point, in reflection, we'll begin to see, okay, that team is really good. I don't think they get the credit they deserve. I think they're a number 1 seed. Without a doubt, I said that all along. And the things that they were able to do, you cannot mimic. We don't have that length and that athleticism that they have. We don't have that guard play, that they have. They had 3 great guards out there on the court at the same time, and even one of them got hurt. So you have to look at their well-balanced team, well-coached. They're tough as nails. And offensive rebounds, they had 16. They had 26 points in the paint, 21 second chance points, and 22 points off turnovers. You can't give a team 20, 20, and 20 in those categories in addition to 21 points from behind the arc. That is a well-balanced team, and that's a dangerous team coming down this stretch. And I truly believe they have a chance to be national champions.
And Coach, over the entire season, you've talked about your team's core values, and that kind of shown quite a lot in this game alone. Even when you were down near the end of the second half, there was definitely not a lack of enthusiasm, probably highlighted by the fact that the bench was really cheering on Ben Sternberger when he came in. How encouraged are you that this team has still, even in the face of adversity, really kind of stayed together and stayed a cohesive unit?
I mean, I'm proud of these guys. The level of friendship, love, accountability, trust, discipline, unselfishness, enthusiasm, and toughness that they have is crucial, and it's been crucial to our success. And it's just not been crucial because those core values are on the wall. It's crucial because it's in their hearts. And these guys really wear that on their chest proudly. And sometimes as young people, you don't have direction, or you don't have full transparency to emotionally allow yourself to pour into a team or individuals without knowing you're going to get something back in return. These guys had a lot of faith, and they poured into each other without knowing what they were going to get in return. And I'm proud of them for that, because those are the things that will carry them beyond this fleeting moment of college. It's going to carry them as they become husbands, fathers, and obviously successful businessmen.
Okay, we'll go back to Rob Fenders from Cleveland.com.
Yeah, Coach, can you just sum up what these past 2 years at Cleveland State have been for you? I mean, I'm sure it was such an unknown for you to come, and for what you've been able to accomplish these past 2 years. Can you sum that up? And then also just kind of how you grew as a coach with the culture change that you changed.
Well, for me, I wasn't satisfied with last year. I thought last year we should have been in the NCAA tournament, regardless of when I started my tenure. And this season, we got here, but those dreams stretch far beyond just getting a bid. We want to win games in this tournament and get to a national championship. I think collectively our players have done a great job. Our staff has done a great job. As it relates to me, I'm a lifelong learner. I've always been that way. I was very critical of myself last year. And I'm sure I'll be very critical again this year when I have the time to watch every single game. I'll probably watch every single game the entire season in order, probably 3 or 4 times this entire offseason. And I'm saying that because, I have to look in the mirror and see how I can always improve. But also, if I'm improving and the guys see that, our entire program improves. And, I'm always about evaluation, self-evaluation, self-awareness. So being a lifelong learner, I can't answer how I've grown this year, but ultimately I'll be able to evaluate and see what those things are.
Thank you very much, Coach, for your time today. Congratulations on your season. We
Thank
will be
you.
joined momentarily by Torrey Patton.
Thanks, and go Vikes.
Okay, we're now joined by Torrey Patton, and we would ask again that you please use the raise hand function to indicate that you would like to ask a question. When you are called upon for your question, please state your name and your affiliation. All right? So questions for Torrey? Okay, we'll start with PJ Ziegler from Fox 8. PJ, go ahead. PJ, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Torrey, thanks for the time. When you look back on this season, whether it be next year, 5 years, or 10 years, what will you remember most about it?
I think I just remember most how much of fun I had. I mean, I just said it earlier, like, this is the most fun I think I've ever had in my whole entire career in a season. you know, and just basically just the relationships I built here at Cleveland State. I feel like they would travel with me for my whole life.
And Coach talked just moments ago about Houston, and he feels like this should be a number one seed. This team is capable of winning the national championship. Do you feel that after now playing against them and matching up against them?
I mean, we knew coming into the game they were a really good team, and we learned that going out tonight. They played really aggressive on defense and you know, real stingy on defense. So we know they have a good defense and a lot of great scorers. So they definitely had a chance to, you know, win the whole thing.
Torrey, thanks and congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Our next question will come from Rob Fenders with Cleveland.com. Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, Torrey, you know, just how physical was it down there? I know you were banging with the bigs a couple times. It was getting pretty chippy. You know, just how physical was it, and how were they making it hard for you guys to not flow a good rhythm together?
I mean, it was really physical. They play really aggressive. That's something they pride themselves on is, you know, trying to be the tougher team. But, I mean, we tried to go out there tonight and be just as tough as them. So, I mean, it definitely was a high level of intensity.
And also, you know, just overall, what has this experience been like for you? Just, you know, it's your final year at Cleveland State. Just the experience of getting to experience March Madness.
I mean, it's been something I'll never forget. You know, with a lot of players and a lot of teams not, you know, ever having the opportunity to play in March Madness. So I definitely am grateful for the opportunity and something I definitely will never forget about.
Thanks, Torrey.
Okay, again, if you have a question, please raise your hand. Rob, do you have an additional question?